a woman don't walk in your crib and notice the things that you need, and she walk in your crib like disorganized and not clean a little bit, and she don't clean your crib, she ain't the one for you. She is not the one. And she don't come in the crib and wash your clothes, fold your clothes. She is not feminine enough. I don't want her. If I'm sick and she can't tell me or try to heal me back to life with her affection, with her love, with tea, with food, I do not want her. She is not it.
Oh, let me play that one more time so I can hear exactly what this man said.
So if a woman don't walk in your crib and notice the things that you need, and she walk in your crib like disorganized and not clean a little bit, and she don't clean your crib, she ain't the one for you. She is not the one. If she don't come in the crib and wash your clothes, fold your clothes, she is not feminine enough. I don't want her. If I'm sick and she can't tell me or try to heal me back to life with her affection, with her love, with tea, with food, I do not want her. She is not it. If a woman don't walk in your crib and notice the things that you need,
LMAO. Sorry, I'm gonna let you tackle that first, man. What's your raw reaction to what you just heard that man say?
I feel like it depends on what stage you're at. Like if you're just getting to know somebody, you shouldn't expect them to want to do all this for you if you have no time invested in a relationship with them. But if you guys are together, then that's something different. Because yeah, I feel like, and I've already said this before. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but I feel like we should be wives before marriage. So, and that's a hot take. A lot of women disagree on me. With me on that. But that's how I operated, and that's how I got married. Was because I was a wife to him before I got married to him. So I was helping with everything. Like I was dropping the kids off, picking them up, buying the kids clothes, like running errands for him, making sure all his appointments were set up, everything like that. Like if something was off in the house or he needed something, like I would go get it, stuff like that. But it's like you have to build a rapport with somebody first before you operate in that way. Like you can't just meet somebody and then straight up just start doing that. Like they have to give you a reason to do that. So I don't disagree with him at all, but I just feel like there should be some type of rapport. And second of all, I think his house should already be clean. If he's a man and he has a house, he should clean his own house first. His house shouldn't be messy if he's having company. So yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. I kind of agree with what you said. I mean, I think the way he said it, like the delivery, I can understand and see why it may be a little off-putting to women when they initially hear it. But as a
Yeah.
man, I kind of, not even kind of, I understand like the sentiment behind what he was saying. He probably didn't say it the best way, but yeah, I don't think he was talking about just like some random jump off situation, like a woman that he doesn't care about, a woman that, he doesn't see himself being with for any extended period. I think he was talking about a woman that he actually likes, a woman that he does have a certain level of rapport with, a woman that he's maybe close to being in a relationship with, or even may be in a relationship with. Like, I think it's like nowadays, there's a lot of people on both sides that try to make it seem like they don't have certain expectations of the other person. Like, I'm not a woman, but as a woman, I'm sure, like, if she felt comfortable enough to like have a man come to her house, I would think, she would want that man to like take out the trash. If she has something going on with her smoke detector, like I'm sure she would want him to take initiative and like, maybe fix her smoke detector. She got a light bulb that needs to be replaced, like replace her light bulbs. Like, you know, her car is getting close to, like, her miles is coming up to get her oil changed. Like, go get her oil changed. Like, go pump her gas. Like, go wash her car. Like, there's just certain
Hmm.
things that I think is not unreasonable to, like, expect, or, like, expect or want of someone that you're, like, have a strong rapport with. But I don't know. That's just my little opinion.
I agree. I definitely agree with that too, as far as like, taking the trash out and, helping with the groceries and things like that too. Because, yeah, I definitely could appreciate if a man is asking me what I need before he comes to my house, bringing me groceries or whatever the case is, and doing that type of thing. Because I be getting tired of taking my groceries up the stairs. I know that. I be thinking about that every time I go up the stairs with groceries. I be like, see, it's why I need a man because this ain't it.
All these
But
women in the
that's not.
comments talking about being a maid and this, that, third. Look,
Yes, and put money in her purse. That's right, Peachy.
look, this is the thing though. I don't think, look, first impression is, like, very important, right? So I think I'm not gonna say most. I think a lot of men and women, when they have someone coming over to their house for the very first time, I think a lot of men and women are going to make sure the house is nice and titty. I think they're going to make sure, like, it smells good. But I mean, like, again, if we're talking about someone to where, like, y'all have, built a certain, like, rapport with each other now, and, like, this person may sleep over at your house every now and then. This person may be cooking at your house. Like, it's not going to be like, it's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, my house doesn't need to be the most nice and titty for them to come over. So when they come over, if, like, I don't know, man. Like,
Is that your accent? Did you say titty?
yeah,
It's tidy.
tidy. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you for
because
correcting
titty
me.
is like,
Thank you for correcting me. No,
it's
man,
okay.
it should
That's
be.
so cute.
I think it should be like it gets to a certain level to where, like, bro, I don't, your crib doesn't need to be the most nice and tidy when they come over, because they not really a stranger. Like, y'all not really, it's like, still in the process of getting to know each other. Like, so if she comes over and she sees something, she can take initiative, and if it's something that she can handle it. Like, I just think, like, bro, we gotta start being realistic. Like, people, like, nobody, like, people think that, like, they just not gonna have to do anything, and then that person should just trust that, like, if they commit to them, that then they'll start doing it after they commit to them. And I think that's kind of unrealistic, personally.
Yeah, I definitely, yeah, it's unrealistic for sure. Somebody said they like girls with big shoulders. What does that mean?
We died said, not the housekeeper, baby mama art, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, like,
No
listen,
way,
look,
Delaney.
if a woman has a man, again, if she's comfortable, she's comfortable enough to let this man come over to her house. Let's say she makes food for this man, or let's say they cook together, bruh. Even whether he sleeps over or if he doesn't sleep over, I think that, like, if on his way out or after dinner, if he's not, like, like, if he doesn't, like, take the trash out, I think a lot of women go, like, think a certain way about him, look at him a certain type of way. If she has something that needs to be assembled and he doesn't even, like, make mention, doesn't even, like even mention, like, trying to, like, assemble it for her, like, she, like, again, smoke detectors, light bulbs, she got certain appliances that may need some fixing, and he doesn't even bother. I think a lot of women go look at him a certain type of way versus a man that will. So, like, yeah, if he, like, bro, if you come over to his house, and I don't know, I can't even think of something to do, right? Like, something for, like, a woman could, like, check in, like, laundry. I'm not having nobody do my laundry personally. Like, you know, um, I don't need you, like, washing my clothes on the wrong temperature, fading the color. I don't need you drying my clothes on, the wrong setting, shrinking my clothes. Nobody's doing my laundry personally, but I mean, bro, there's other things. I don't know, man. Y'all just
Like
gotta stop acting like y'all just not like. If you gonna expect a man, if you gonna expect certain things out of a man, if you gonna expect a man to pump your gas, right? You gonna expect the man to take your car to get washed. You gonna expect the man to like go get your oil changed. Like, is it unreasonable for him to expect you to like do certain things for him as well? Come on now.
if I'm putting together something or something, I mean, like for real, like most men are not handy nowadays. Like they are
That's
not
facts.
handy.
That's facts.
So if I'm putting something together, then like I put it together, but I only know how to put together because I read instructions. And a lot of our people in our generation, they could learn how to put something together, but they just don't want to read the instructions. They feel like they don't want to read it and they could just try to put it together without the instructions, and they're impatient and they don't know how to fix anything. So they just don't know how to do it. So yeah, a lot of the time if I'm putting together furniture and stuff, I put it together myself. Um, yeah, for example, like this couch I'm sitting on, I put this together myself, like this little ottoman thing, and like pretty much like all the stuff that I have, like I put it together myself, except for my bed. I think I hired somebody to do that, but yeah, I mean,
Someone in the comments, Erica just said, I cooked, cleaned, and washed his clothes when I would come over. Erica, you need to come up here and speak some sense to these women, man. You need to come up here and
Bobby
speak
said
some
the
sense to
builder.
these women.
What I look like, Bob the Builder.
No, I hear, I
No.
hear, I hear, I hear what you're saying. No signs, but I like,
Erica is
yeah.
a victim, I fear.
He
She's a
said no. What
domestic
the heck is like,
worker.
yeah.
I hope you got those W-2s after that relationship ended.
Erica, you need to come up here and tell the
Erica,
like.
why were you cleaning this man's clothes? Listen, if that is my husband, very different. Because I'm going to be in the kitchen. I will clean. I will cook for you. I will take care of you. But if you are not my husband, do not expect me to do any of these things.
But how
Okay,
is he supposed to know,
thank
like,
you.
how you are as a wife if you don't
Because
show him?
I think he should value me for me, right? And I think that he should trust in how I am. I'm a very neat person naturally, right? And I like to take care of people, but I feel like when you give all of that to a man away during the dating process, why would he upgrade you to wifey status? You are giving him the deluxe package as a
Okay,
boyfriend.
no, but
Mm,
wait
it
though.
is a tear
It's not.
jerker.
It's not like you have some men and women that I don't want to disrespect anybody, but they're kind of fools. Like they be going above and beyond for people from the jump. Like I think that's what we were talking about. There needs to be a certain like rapport built between the two of you, and when you feel comfortable enough as a man, when you feel like this woman like likes you genuinely for you, you feel like she's a thorough woman, and vice versa. I think you just start wanting to like do certain things for them. But like I don't
I
not, I'm not
disagree.
saying off the jump.
I disagree because you'd be amazed how much shit men are willing to do for you off the cuff. Like, I have quite literally had shit done for me off the cuff, right? Like, and then I don't want to talk to them anymore because I'm like, wow, like you do this for every bitch. Like, that's embarrassing. But like, thank you. You made my life easier. Um, but in
No,
that same token, I think that that's how men should lead because that is what a man is supposed to do. But I will be damned if I'm going to walk into your house and see your belongings on the floor and go, oh yeah, I'm Juanita the maid. Here I go, picking shit up. What kind of
no,
look like
okay.
you?
But again, this is what I'm saying though. I think a lot, not most, because I haven't been to most women's houses, but I think a lot of men and women, when they're having someone come over for the first time, they're going to make sure their house is nice and tidy. But when you and somebody are really locked in with each other now, you're not going to make like, bro, if we just be realistic, your house is not going to be all nice and tidy every time they come
What
over.
are
Like,
you
bro,
talking
it's
about,
not that first
Noble?
it's not that first time anymore. Even like I keep a
Noble.
clean environment, but that doesn't mean like because I just grew up having to like keep a clean environment. But For what we're talking
You see,
about.
everybody in the comments is agreeing with you because
No, but for what we're talking about, bro, if somebody, especially if y'all are in a relationship and y'all don't
don't
live with each other,
care.
so why does your house need to be nice and tidy every single
But
time they
that's the
come
thing,
over?
Noble. You already know how I feel about this. I feel like the second you live with a man, you've already caught the fattest L ever. Because why are you living with a man who's not your husband? That's embarrassing. Two,
You have
I
to.
why are we living together? Why are we cohabitating? That is against the Abrahamic Lord's teachings. I'm not.
Well,
Well,
you
no,
have
I
to
you
just
know
feel like you're
how.
giving
you
him
know
like
what?
you're giving
I
him
get what you're
husband.
saying, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to marry no man not knowing what his cleaning habits are like.
But that's
Like,
the
I
thing
need to
though,
know that
OG. That's
this
why
is
you
the
gotta
man
pull up
I'm
on him.
cool with
You can
living with.
pull up on this man at any time of the day, right? And look at his place. Like, don't give him notice. Be like, oh, I'm in your area. Here I come. 5 minutes in, you see how messy he is, right? You move the couch a little bit. You see a little, crumbs behind it. You get
Cheese
it
it crumbs.
chased for it. But then I feel like living with a man, first of all, you gain nothing from it. Doing duties for a man that, like, sorry, there's wife shit and then there's girlfriend shit. And I don't believe in girlfriends. I'm single until the day I'm married. So why am I out here vacuuming your rug, sir? I have my other suitors to attend to. It's ridiculous.
I guess I
Well,
feel what you mean. I get what you mean. I'm not gonna go above and beyond. Like, I'm not gonna be getting cobwebs down and shit and watering your grass. I mean, and at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's
Pressing his
not that
shoes.
weird if I come over and you got like a quarter full laundry basket, you got like 4 or 5 dishes in the sink. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
be like,
Wash the
oh my
dishes.
God, oh. I'm not gonna be
Right.
tripping off no silly shit like that. Like, that's daily
Yeah,
basis.
that's not
That's not
messy
like
though. But if you
that's
see
not like a week.
roaches,
Yeah, that's not like a week of fucking mess that you just like, yo, bro, I know you ain't that busy that you couldn't attend to these fucking 35,000 dishes sitting on this counter. I know
Right.
you see them, they see you seeing them.
Right.
Like, come on. But like 4 or 5 dishes, I'm not gonna stud off that. You got a little bit of dust here and there. I'm not gonna get on your helmet about that. But me personally, I'm not a lazy person. So like, if I'm bored, the way I was raised, if you bored, go clean something. So if I'm sitting in somebody's house and I ain't got nothing better to do, and I see you got some socks on the floor, I'm gonna pick your socks up. You got 4 dishes in the sink, and I just made myself a sandwich. I might bust them suds a little bit because
but that's the thing though.
wiping your socks.
But that's the thing though. Why would I be with somebody who wants me to do all of that stuff for them anyways? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. Like,
It's
he's
not
not my husband.
wanting
No,
it. We
because
die. It's
it's the
not
same
wanting.
energy.
No, it's weaponized incompetence because these
It's the
niggas are
same
sick.
energy as you wanting a man to open the door for you, right?
I
Because you
don't.
got to feel
He
like
Exactly.
he's
doesn't have to open
chivalrous.
the door.
But wouldn't
He
that
doesn't
be?
have
But
to.
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, but if he doesn't do it, it's fine. I have like other people on the roster because that man is not my husband.
But at some point, you gonna want to get down to the husband, right? So you gonna have to eliminate that roster if
But
you
then
plan
I'll
on
know
ever
who the
having a
husband is
husband.
when he opens the door.
Exactly, and he gonna know who his wife is when she takes the initiative and put in those wifely
No,
fucking
that's
duties.
not true because I've literally never cleaned. Well, no, that's a lie because there was this
But you've
time
also
this man
said you're
broke
not
his
married
leg
though.
and every single one of them proposed. It doesn't mean that they're my husbands. Just because I'm like, why are you expecting me to do certain things, right? I just think that there's like husband tier stuff, right? I shouldn't have to prove my worth to him based on me doing specific actions within his home that he should already be naturally doing, right? If he can't hire a maid service for $150 a month, why am I talking to this man?
Oh, well,
so
then that means that you're just
the,
looking for a different caliber of man. We're talking about realistic for most people, not just you.
But that's realistic though.
But,
150
but
a
it's
month is
not though,
not
because
crazy.
if I can bust the suds my damn self, why would I pay someone $150 when I can use that to get my damn toes done?
from the way that do you
But
have
that's
pretty
the thing
privilege?
though, OG, because
You have to be super pretty for you to like be saying the stuff that you're saying, because the way that you said that guys treat you, like you have to be like super
it's
pretty.
not that guys treat me like this. Okay, wait, no, because Science Bay also, I should preface this by saying I only date men of like my own ethnicities,
Uh-huh.
and these things are just like normal for them.
Oh, okay. What kind of men are those?
East African and Arab men.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, thank
Like, you're
you,
really
little baby
pretty, girl.
daddy.
I'm not gonna listen to you about pretty privileged science looking the way you do, please.
No, because that's why I know, because I get that treatment too, but I'm not in the mind frame of like I don't want to do anything for you. Like if I'm with you, like I'm just like, because I've actually was married before, and before we got married, I was doing all the things for him. Like I was his wife already. Like I was helping with the kids. He had kids. I was helping
But they
pick him
take it
up,
for
drop him
granted,
off.
right?
I mean, not like I don't feel like he took him for granted at the time, because I mean he married me. I mean not at the time. I don't feel like he took it for granted, but eventually he did. But that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's why I feel like when you're dating someone, you shouldn't be taking that initiative all the time, right? I will literally leave those socks on the floor and I will look at you and I will just go, "Oh, were you like really busy today? You haven't been able to clean, right?" And then I'll make it like a passive comment because I do not want this man thinking, oh, she's going to pick up the socks all the time, right? And eventually, when I do pick up those socks, that bitch is going to act like he won the Olympic gold medal. It's a psychiatric game, y'all.
Okay,
Stay woke.
let me
I
address
feel
let me
like
address what
it is, but then at the same time, you could be popping yourself in the foot in the same
But
token, because you know that saying, what one woman won't do, another one will.
and if the
And
other
so,
woman
like,
will do it,
if
she
you're
can do
constantly,
it. But
if
that
you're
man is not my husband. Because the
no,
man that's my
no,
husband,
of course, but just because he's not your husband doesn't mean you can't just be a good person. Like, that doesn't mean
yeah,
that
he
you're
can be
doing
a good
wifely
person.
duty.
He just
If I go to my friend's house and she got a cup sitting there, I'm gonna dump that shit out and I'm gonna rinse it out for her. It doesn't mean that I plan on marrying her in the
Yeah, but
future.
that's the difference though, OG. With
Like,
my friends, with my best friend, right? Like, because she is like, um, she recently became a guardian of a child, right? And she's been fostering this kid for a really long time. I know she's a mother, and so she's busy, right? And so when I go into her house, I see that bitch got dishes, I'ma clean them. I go into my brother's homes, my sister's home, I'ma clean it. They got kids, right? But a man, why are you courting me and expecting me to ruin my manicure for you? You ain't even got dish gloves there. Just straight
gentlemen,
up expecting me all
gentlemen, let me
willy-nilly. Doesn't even have a
gentlemen,
scrub daddy.
let me tell you, let me put things into perspective for the gentlemen in here of the times that we're in. You can get sex out of a woman for a large majority of a certain group of women. I'm not going to say what group of women, but for this specific group of women, you can get them pregnant. You can get multiple of them pregnant, not even have to take care of not even have to be in the child's life, and just keep going. But they will argue with you about, washing your dishes, doing your laundry, just doing basic little stuff. And it's not about anybody inviting someone over. I want to be very clear. It's not about anybody inviting someone over to come clean or do whatever. It's like, for example, if I go to a girl's house and her light bulb is out and I see that her light bulb is out, bro, she's obviously somewhat comfortable. Let's say we've built up a certain rapport with each other to where we're locked in like that, to where she has me coming over to her house. I don't think it's unreasonable for her to, like, you know, want me or expect me to, like, take care of that light bulb or those light bulbs for her. If her smoke detector, she's having problems with her smoke detector, I don't think it's unreasonable for her to want me to fix her smoke detector. I don't think it's unreasonable for her to want me to take her trash out. You need something to be assembled. I don't think it's wrong for her to want me to help her assemble something.
Yeah,
Like,
but do you think that women are incapable of changing their own light bulb or smoke detector?
do I
Do
think they're
you think,
incapable of doing that?
yeah, do you think they're incapable of doing that? They can't just get a ladder and do it
No,
themselves?
I don't think they're incapable of doing that.
Okay, okay. Then what is the use of you
Isn't a relationship give and
without
take?
the ladder? Yeah, sure, a relationship is give and take, but what does that have to do with changing a light bulb or a smoke detector? Like, women can do that by themselves, like, easily.
Right. That's the same way a man. That's the same way a man can
But
wash his
then
own dishes. He can do
Noble.
his own laundry.
Yeah, sure, but that's not
Like.
all. Yeah, but can you
Noble,
make a
wait. You
baby
change a
by
light bulb
yourself?
Hold
maybe
on,
once
one
every
second, one
couple of
second.
months.
We're all adults here. Like, a part of
Are
being an adult,
we? Some
part
of
Sure.
of
these men are not
one second,
adults.
one second, one second. Let me finish. Part of being an adult is being self-sufficient. So, like, at the end of the day, Like, people are cooking for themselves, people are cleaning their own bathrooms, vacuuming their own carpets. Like, people are being self-sufficient adults. But if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, it's not unreasonable. Like we just talked about, give and take. How is, if a woman is not doing something for a man, why should a man, if a woman is not doing certain things for a man, why should he trust that if he makes her a wife, that she'll start doing certain things, and vice versa? For all you women on here, if a man is not doing certain things for you while you're in a relationship with him and he proposes to you, why would you want to get married to a man that hasn't displayed qualities that you would desire of a husband? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so one
Well,
thing is, I think that if I am looking for a partner, I look at one, his character, right? Two, his aptitude to be able to provide for me, financially, right? And the fact that he's a generous person, all those kinds of things. Um, and then I can see how he treats his day-to-day life, the things that he owns, how he chooses to take care of them. I don't have to do those things for him in order to observe them. And I would hope that a man would be doing the same thing, right? It's not about what can I give you? No, because who I am is going to be who I am, whether I have two broken legs or not, right? And I think that if I look at somebody, like you're looking at it more of a job application, and I don't do it that way.
yes.
Like, I'm not out here trying to be like, oh, look at how good I can vacuum. Look at how good I can take the stains out of your
Yes.
clothing. That's not my worth. My worth is within how well kept I am, right? Then you'd be able to hold me to that standard.
You know what? I'm just missing where it says that, because you said, like, from what you said, it sounds like you a God-fearing woman. I'm confused. I'm confusion right now, just because being well kept, it's for better, for worse, for sicker, for in health, for richer, for poor. So if you get with a man who has all those qualities, and God forbid he loses his job, would you no longer do your wifely duties because of that? Because you're no longer kept in the manner that you initially were put in?
Okay, so I think that's one. Yeah, that's a really good question, but I think that the question that you posed to me would apply more so to Christianity. However, I will answer it from my perspective. Um, it's not just how much money he has in the bank account, but how he financially plans for the future and for himself and for his health. For example, like me and Noble have spoken about this before. Um, in terms of like me not having any children now, but already planning for their futures financially and how I would like that to pan out. Just because he loses his job doesn't mean he has to lose money and we have to suffer in silence. Like, he can still be financially literate and prepare himself for those rainy days in advance, and that's what I would judge him on. Not like the ability to keep a job, right? Because you can lose a job, get a new job, it's whatever. But what are your savings looking like? Where are you spending your money? That's more important to me.
I also feel like religion in general teaches women to stay in dysfunctional relationships no matter what. In spite of the vows that they take, those were also implemented by patriarchy and religion. So if a man doesn't want to get a job and the woman wants him to have a job and he refuses to get a job, like, she should absolutely be able to get out of that relationship. If he's abusive, if he's a cheater, like, whatever it is that she wants. Like, let's not act like marriage is a prison and that your spouse is your jailer.
Yeah, so in my religion, we don't really have like vows, we just have a contract. Like, we have it's kind of like more akin to a prenuptial contract. I'm Muslim, and so you're allowed to get a divorce if this person violates to give you all of those things that they signed up for from the beginning, and you get a
Yeah.
lump sum of money at the end, right? I
Oh,
agree with you. You
nice.
shouldn't be roped into it. Like, and I could just say, oh yeah, like if we were to divorce because you violated this contract that we signed at the beginning of our marriage,
Mm.
then I could say, oh, $1 million to divorce me, and he would have to pay that $1 million if he violates it.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. Yeah. American women, Christian women, we don't have such a contract, but
But
a
that's
lot
why
of them,
prenups are important.
yeah, exactly. We
Those
don't we don't really believe in that. They'd rather you stay in a terrible
Oh
relationship
hell
and
no. I'm not
continue
for
to
rich or for
abuse yourself.
poor.
Yeah.
For sticker, no, we do not do vows. We straight up just do a contract in front of like a imam, which is like I guess like a Muslim priest, and then we get it notarized. We have our lawyers look over it. Yeah, I'm not
Hey.
saying if you go broke, sir, and it is 100% your fault on why
Yeah.
you went broke, bitch, I'm leaving. And my money
Yeah.
is my money because Islamically, he is not allowed to touch my money. Like, my
Hey.
money is my money.
I hate to say it, but as someone who was married before, I feel like that's why people don't ever get their happily ever afters. And everyone's jumping from
Yeah.
relationship to relationship because everyone's so quick to skate out when shit gets a little bit hard that they don't fight through stuff.
But
When
that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, you don't have, like, that's the thing. Muslim people, we tend to, like, not have, like, super
No,
high
I
divorce rates
don't even
anyways.
mean like
But, like,
religion at
I
all.
agree.
Like
Like, I
I
would
don't
be
feel like
there.
religion has anything to do with it. I feel like as a person, if you marry someone with the intent on spending the rest of your life with them, just don't get
Mhm.
married. If you have no intention on spending the rest of your life growing old, sitting in a rocking chair, talking shit on the porch,
Yeah.
drinking lemonade, iced tea, then don't do it. Then don't
I
do it.
agree.
Just
I
point blank,
agree. I
period. It should
agree.
not be about the money. It should not
Well,
ever be about the money. It should always be about how that person
because what
treats
we
you.
gonna buy baby
Because
formula with OG
well,
with
because like
his love?
let
I'm
me
gonna
run it
swipe
back.
his love at Target.
Let me run it back. Would you rather stay with a man who treats you so good, adheres to your every need, is emotionally intelligent, is charismatic, caring, loving, a wonderful father, or would you rather have someone who puts his damn hands on you but gives you eight
But
hundred
then
thousand dollars a
no,
week?
because hang on, that's ridiculous. Because I feel like that's a false equivalency. Because why can't
It's
he do
not.
both?
It's
Why
not.
can't he do both? Why can't he provide for me and not beat my ass? Like,
Well,
why is that so much
usually
so hard
people
to
who
like?
make that amount of money
That's
have
not
a
true. My
certain
dad is.
has a certain air about themselves. So either
Mm,
there's a number of things that's going to happen. Whether he's going to cheat on you,
that's not
he's going
true.
to put his hands on you.
Well,
He's
I
never
feel
going to
like
be
I
home
feel.
because he's going
That's
to be a
not true because
workaholic.
my dad has literally never put a hand on my mother, and this woman has never spent a day in her life at an actual job. All she does is advocacy work.
But
I think the
but is
difference
he
between us
rich
is the
or is
contract.
he
Like,
just
Like a real
we don't
godly
have the
man would never
contract.
abuse you. Yeah, the contract, literally that too. Like, I just feel like it just, when you highlight and you get into the nitty gritty, right? And you have to sit there in front of one another and be like, how do you guys spend money? What kind of person are you financially? How are you when you're
Yeah.
angry? Where is your money going? How much do you have in this account? How much you, like, and you highlight all of this from the beginning. Maybe he's cheating undercover. Girl, my dad milks camels.
Yeah.
How does he have time to cheat? Like,
Yeah.
I just think it doesn't make any sense, right? I feel like when you are upfront about stuff, which
wait? So
I
your
think
dad is like rich and he just milks camels?
I never said he was rich. I
So,
never
Well,
but
said
there's
he
that's
a
what
was
I'm
big
saying
rich.
is
difference between
Wait,
my
hold
American
on. I
women
never
and
said he
like
was
Muslim
rich.
women.
I
Like,
never said, hold on. I never said
no,
he
I
was
know you
rich.
never said he was rich, but what I'm saying is based on the person that you said that you are looking for
I
specifically.
never said what kind of finances that person should have. I just said financially stable. Why
Can
And
I
does
can
it
I
have to
say
be rich?
can I say two things really quick? Number one, can y'all please tap the screen to 1K? I know it's early in the morning, but we should at least be at 1K. I don't even let people get on the panel until we get to 1K. So tap the screen to 1K for me, and then we won't. Otherwise, we just gonna shut this thing down. Secondly, I just wanted to say something really quick because I've been speaking on this recently. Yeah, Nay. Nowadays, um I think, and this is just my personal opinion, it's not a fact, but I think men are I think when a man makes a decision to want to marry a woman, I think majority of men really are in it for like the long haul. The data and statistics show us that, um women are the ones that are filing for divorce at almost 80% these days.
well,
1 second, man, let me finish. Marriage is down in this country like at 60% or like between 60 and 70% from like 50 from like the last 50 years. And I honestly think that common law marriages, I think in the very near future, common law marriages are going to become the norm. And I'm talking about within the very near future, like within the next 5 to 10 years, because women do not want to exhaust every option before ending a relationship. They don't want to go to like counseling. They don't want whatever all the options are they could exhaust before ending the marriage. They don't want to do that. Young men and young women that are like we died in myself's age. I don't know how old Decorative House is, but we're kind of all in the same age demographic here. We're seeing like just people get divorced all the time. We're seeing the after effects, especially the men. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, you can literally see grown men on this app making videos crying about what divorce did to them, and just see the anger in them because they essentially had to like start life all over again. So I think there's a lot of young men and young women, but especially young men, that they're not even interested in seeing what that's about. They're not even interested in that being a possibility for them. And a lot of people are just going to go no marriage certificate, no traditional wedding
Yep.
ceremony, and they're just gonna like be in a relationship with people, have kids, and just do it like that. I honestly think that's what the near future is gonna be. But that's just my personal opinion. I just wanted to say that. Y'all go ahead.
No, yeah, no,
Well,
that's
we
exactly
have
right.
no laws. We have no laws here, unlike Muslims who have laws about that, where they hold men accountable for abandoning children and their wives. In America, we don't have that. If a man wants to leave, then he'll just leave and disappear. And so the women are left to raise the children. I think that is a big difference, like in our culture in comparison to their culture. We don't have that. We also don't have the contract that holds you accountable to pay a certain amount of money if you do decide to leave. And I think that if we had those, men would be less likely to leave and abandon their children and their families.
I feel like the ones that are abandoning are usually the ones who are not married. I I hardly hear of married men abandoning their families. It's mostly, what is it? What you say, Noble? Pookies and Ray Rays. It's the Pookies
Mhm.
and the Ray Rays that shack up, lay up on your couch, play video games all day, don't work, wear the same
Yeah,
drawers for a damn week straight,
yeah.
and be
But
all up in the
Nay,
bed, and then have kids and shit,
Right.
and dip out to the
Yeah.
next girl who ain't got no kids because her body look better.
but Nay,
Yeah,
Nay,
exactly, exactly.
you're only a few years older than me, and I've even heard you say that you really not you're even with you having kids, I've even heard you say that you're not interested in like getting married again.
Getting remarried. That's
Right.
that's the
Has
jewel,
nothing to do with
because I've
age.
been married before, and I know that if I were to get married the next time, it's gonna be to he has to be, as you say, Noble, a phenomenal nigga. He has to be, because
Yeah,
I've done the stand by my man.
yeah,
I gave it my 110%. I
yeah,
didn't back out of my marriage when things got hard. I stayed for
yeah,
years. I was
yeah,
married at 23 years. No, I was married at 21 years old, because that's when I had my first child, and I was married for I was with him for 11 years, married for 9. So I feel like 9 years is a good amount of time to know if it's
yeah,
going to get fixed with the issues that I had in my marriage. And so I was a very stand by
yeah.
my man kind of woman. When he lost his job, guess what? I picked up the slack. I got 2 jobs. He stayed home with the kids. When my kids needed something, I made sure I went out and bust a little side gig so I can make sure I provide that for my family, because at the end of the day,
Mm,
that's what it's about. It wasn't about
mm,
me anymore. It wasn't about him. It was about my kids. So
yes.
when it comes down to it, if I want to get married again, the person has to be down for me and my kids 100%. It's not just me and him, because once we become a unit as a family, I'm riding for everybody. If he has kids, his kids
Yeah.
become my kids. I would never treat them any differently than my kids. If my kid's in trouble, your kid's in trouble. Everybody in trouble. If my kid's doing good, your kid's doing good. Everybody getting rewards around here.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get
Yeah.
treated differently. We become one. We become a whole unit.
I think
Nobody.
that's really beautiful. I think that's beautiful, but I also commend you a lot on no like on one leaving that marriage, but also like understanding that you were in it for your children and trying to make it work for them. I just think that nowadays, with the ability we have to be able to get to know these people in advance, right? With the ability to kind of like vet them. And I think a lot of times we deter women from vetting men. But the only way you can vet the motherfucker is if you are not giving the man SHIT. Realistically, like I will sit there and I will do absolutely nothing, and I want to see what he's willing to do and for how long.
Yeah.
And that is the only way you can know how far a man is willing to go for you. Otherwise, you're just sitting there and you give and give, because we've often raised our daughters as well as ourselves in a method that is like, you have to prove yourself to a man. Why do I have to prove myself to any man? He's a man.
I get
I
that.
feel like
I think that
that has a lot to do with like the differences in culture, because in American culture, it's not a marriage between families. Like if I choose to marry someone, my family is not really involved. Like they're involved, like they're there for the wedding and everything, but they're not really involved in the decision. But like I
right.
think in other cultures, like it's a family thing. And so what your family does will reflect back on my family. And we don't really have that here in America. And so a lot of women, we get the short end
Right.
of the
And well,
stick.
and that's just more so because people like to live by that rule. What happens in my house stays in my house. And that's what the
Yeah,
issue is a lot of
yeah,
people don't communicate what's going on in their relationships with their family.
yeah.
And that's where that disconnect happens. Me personally, unfortunately, that was not a fail-safe. My ex-husband was well vetted, and by every uncle in my family, by my closest aunts, everybody who was immediate, like my immediate closest family, vetted this man, and
Men
still it
lie.
failed, and still it
Yeah,
failed because you
yeah.
never really know who a person is. And mind
But
you, I dated him 4 years. I dated him 4 years before we actually got married.
I feel
4
like
years.
the American vetting process and like our vetting process is so different though, because I was previously engaged and I broke off my engagement, and actually he was like, no, we have to go get married and I have to go meet your dad and whatever. And he came to my house, and I remember like first thing was, what do you do for work? How much do you make? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What's your 20-year
I
plan?
don't know who you
What's
think,
your credit
whose
score?
family.
Oh,
I'm not
hell.
sure
They,
what family you think you're talking about. You must have never met my grandma,
but
because
that's the thing,
she will
because
dig in your ass, and
but
she
that's the
Yeah.
didn't play
thing.
no games.
But
And
that's
she
the thing,
immediately went in on him about all of his goals, dreams, aspirations,
no,
what
they
he
don't
plans
care
on
for
doing, how many
but
kids he wants to have, what his credit score is, has he ever had a
Yeah.
job, a car, what he looked like, he ever been in
Nate,
an accident, what kind of diseases your family has.
Yeah.
My family don't
Yeah.
play, and
but
it still
That
Nate,
means it's not us. It's not the women.
yeah, but
It's the
Nate, you're
men.
just one person,
They
right? And I
lie.
agree with you. I feel like it effed up, right? But for like at least my family, they actually looked this dude's credit score up right in front of him. Like they were like
Both
pulling
of
up
you
for
have
us.
vetted the men like
And
thoroughly.
I think that he slipped through the cracks, obviously, because he misrepresented himself down the line, and
They
he definitely
lie.
bargained for a lot
Oh
of shit that
yeah,
he
and that's
couldn't.
what, and people don't show
Like,
their true colors initially.
Yeah.
It takes sometimes
but that's why.
for him specifically, he was a narcissist, so they can hide. Usually, in 3 months, you can see who a person really is. With
Ooh,
narcissists,
yeah.
sometimes it could take years,
Yeah.
and it
Narcissists are
wasn't.
committed.
And this is where my issue was when they vetted him. That wasn't the issue. My problem is I didn't vet his family. I didn't find out
Other thing,
what his family was about, because
Yeah.
even though my family was very much involved, his family was not nearly as involved. So not knowing their past, not knowing how they raised their kids, led to the issues that we had in our family. So when people tell people, make sure you vet the man, yes, vet that man down to that motherfucker's toenail size. I don't care. But in the same token, make sure you vet the family, because you need to know what kind of father he was raised by. You need to know what kind of mother he has. You need to know what these people, how they raised this man, to know that if he's even going to be a good man or a good father to
but
begin with.
Yeah, because
I
you can
agree
still
with
have your
you.
family involved and they can still miss things. Like you can still have an abusive family or abusive husband
But that's
with
why I
an
agree with
abusive family.
you. That's why I agree with you. Like, that's why the vetting process for us, he didn't show up by himself. He showed up with his dad, his uncle, and his brothers. Like,
It's
never
not
just
our
you.
fault. He can
Yeah,
still
but that's why I'm
lie.
saying, y'all motherfuckers need to get on that wave. Make that motherfucker bring his entourage. Make him drag his
But even
grandfather in
if
a
we do,
wheelchair
they
there.
can still lie.
Ladies,
Run it
ladies,
back one
ladies,
second.
ladies. I would like to say
The
something.
problem
I
is
would like to
Nay.
say something as the only man here right now. I'm
You're the
talking about
problem. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Nay specifically, but like ladies, like when a relationship doesn't work out, and I'm just talking about a relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's just a boyfriend girlfriend type of relationship, can y'all just like as a collective, can y'all just start just acknowledging that the relationship didn't work out? It's not that he was a narcissist. It's not that he
Oh, it
was.
is though.
Ma'am, let
It
me
is
finish
though.
talking. Please stop cutting me off. It's not that he was emotionally abusive.
Yes, it
It's
was.
not that he was physically abusive. It's not that he was a narcissist. It's not all of that. It's not all of that other stuff. Like I'm telling y'all as a man, when their relationships don't work, they don't have all these words to call these women. Like, why is it like, like with women, it's always the same thing. Oh, he was a habitual cheater. And okay, well, okay, so this man was providing, he was doing all these things for you, but you feel away because you found out that he slept with two other girls. Then it's like, oh well, he was a narcissist. He was emotionally abusive. He was physically like, bro, it's always something. It's
Right.
always something. Can it like, bro, can it just be like it didn't work
No.
out?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
for some people, it really is just two people that just are no longer are in love and they just want to part ways. And sometimes it ends real messy. But there are those cases where, like mine, where it was very abusive. So I think that for the majority of women, it's not that he was a narcissist because, it's always a two-way street. You got to be accountable for what your actions in the process as well. If you're not holding up your end of it as a woman, it falls on you too. You can't just expect the man to always be the man and you're not always doing your womanly duties as well. But
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I
it's
think
okay to say like, it just didn't work.
that's the thing though. I support women's rights and their wrongs. And so I'm a feed into their delulu-ness because 1, 2 delulu moments ain't that bad. I'm sorry. Oh, girl, that man, he broke up with you. It's okay. It wasn't because you lit his car on fire. Girl, he broke up with you. So what if you pushed his grandma off her wheelchair? What about it? He should have been more understanding.
What that grandma do though?
I'm just saying,
It's
bro.
not her
Like, damn,
fault.
it's always something. Like a man will just be like, we just didn't like, we just didn't work out. It just fell through. But it's always something with women. So he wasn't, and I'm not talking about Nay, but it's like with these women, he wasn't that word all those years, that you were with him. But towards the end, you didn't see all that before. You stayed, so you're saying that he was all these things, but you stayed with him as long as you did.
Bro, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but you know this about me, Noble, and we've had these conversations with so many people who joined your lives, and some of these women, bro, they are so absolutely ridiculous. Like, what do you mean this is your third time being in a relationship with someone who has the same characteristics as your baby daddy who beat you up? Baby, that is your fault. Why are you getting your ass beat by 3 niggas in a row?
Eventually, once you find that common denominator, you start to think like maybe it's you.
No, it's not your fault that you're being physically abused.
No, not that, because
No,
that's
but do
not
not
a
clip
joking
that, by the way.
matter.
Do not clip that because they're going to start saying that I support women beaters and they're going to say Nay does too. Don't clip that. I swear to God, if you clip that, you're going to get a cease and desist at your house so fast. 6
I'm
lawyers and
just
they all
saying,
do.
dog. Like something got, and and that's the thing. You never hear these women talk about what they did to contribute to the end of their relationship. It's always something that he did.
Personally, as a woman,
ladies, let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me tell y'all something, and then Nay and Science Bay, y'all can speak. Bro, like I know y'all don't like accountability, and I know that y'all don't think you do anything wrong or whatnot. Okay, we died. But you're to blame. Like you have some accountability in your relationship ending too.
always.
Like so when y'all have all this stuff to say about the man and what he was doing and what he did, talk about what you did as well. Talk about how you were abusive to him as well. Talk about how you were a narcissist and emotionally abusive to him as well. Talk about the times that you hit him as well. Talk about the times that you were, the times that he confided in you. Talk about all those times that you used that against him when you guys got into arguments. Talk about how you used to call him out of his name and yell at him and try to make his, go out of your way to make his day hard. Talk about all that stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Just talk about that stuff.
I always ask a guy that I'm thinking about dating, like that's one of the first questions I ask is why did your last relationship end? And the
Yup.
reason why I don't ask them what did you do is because I want to see if they're gonna own up to whatever it is that they did without me asking them. 9 times out of
Yup.
10, they don't. They just start saying, "Oh, she was this, she was that," but they don't never talk about what it is that they did on their part or why what could they have done better in that situation.
Facts.
Um, and so yeah, like I definitely know that I could have done a lot of things better in my marriage, and I'm not excusing the way that my ex-husband behaved or what he did, but I know that I was not definitely not perfect either, far from it. So yeah, I could definitely speak on that, and I do hold myself accountable for that. And it's like going forward, I know how I'm gonna move, if I am in another marriage. So yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying because like all of us are really flawed. Like
Everybody.
I know
Yep.
like some of y'all like y'all just love to talk about y'all like I say y'all just neglect talking about all of that stuff as if y'all were just like the perfect partner, and I do think there's a good amount of women that just walk around thinking that you're like the perfect partner, and like you're not. Like you're very much flawed. I'm very much flawed within a relationship. There's probably things, not probably, there are things that whether it's intentionally or whether it's consciously or subconsciously that I may do that may not be satisfactory to someone, or may be unfavorable to someone. They may dislike it, like, bro, like, and if I can say that, like, you as women should be able to say that, bro. Y'all are not perfect. Like I said, especially like when men be getting married to y'all, men be actually trying to make it work. They don't just give out on y'all. That's why I said I honestly believe within the near future here, my age demographic, bro, we're seeing the stuff that these we're seeing all these men and women get divorced. We're seeing men lose stuff that they've worked their whole life for and damn near have to start life all over again. A lot of men aren't interested in even doing that, bro. Like a lot of men are. I honestly think within the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of men are really going to be telling women straight up, like, listen, if you want us to be together, we're not doing a traditional marriage. We're not even just a wedding. We're not even doing a marriage certificate. You and I are going to be in a relationship with each other, and if you want us to have kids, we can have kids. And when the morning you wake up and you decide that you don't want to be with me anymore because you think that there's greener pastures, or I'm a narcissist and I've been emotionally abusive to you and all this other stuff, you can up and leave, but you're not gonna leave with anything. You just gonna go back out into the dating market as a single mother.
Them is lies. You better cut it short before 10 years then.
Sure.
Because they definitely got that. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like alimony, but it's a different word. But it's literally if you've just been living with a person for years, and if they've been taking care of you, you still got to pay them alimony. So
Really?
yeah, make sure you look that up. It's another word just like alimony. It literally sounds the same, but look it up. It's like just living with a person. If someone lives with you, you can still go to court and get alimony from them. So make sure you keep it shorter than 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Just make sure you look that up. Make sure y'all look that up. If y'all plan on doing non-traditional marriages, y'all still have to pay alimony. So make sure they equally contributing to the household, so y'all don't got to pay nothing.
Well, let me ask you this, Nate, because I've never asked you this before, but I've asked Science Bay this, and I've asked a lot of other like single moms that I know and have relationships with. But how soon did you start like dating after you got divorced, and what was or has like dating been like for you as like a single mom of two? Like, and when I ask that question, I'm asking like have you had experiences where a guy may have like genuinely liked you and wanted to be with you, but he respectfully told you like, I'm really not interested in like doing the stepdad thing. So, this just isn't going to work? Or do you feel like, guys have kind of taken you less seriously because you are a single mom? Or do you think that it's had no effect at all? Just like talk about that.
I think for me personally, it hasn't had any effect. Like, I've had people ask to be my kid's daddy. Like, and for me, I think it's because I go so hard for my kids that they know that they're taken care of no matter what, that they don't feel like they're going to have to pick up any slack. Like, it's not like I'm living in the projects, where they
Right.
have to, where they feel like they got to come save me.
Right.
I feel like they know that I'm going to do my Dougie. I'm going to make sure my kids are taken care of. My household is taken care of. And at the end of the day, they're really just trying to be with me because they know everything else is already handled.
See,
I
that's
haven't personally had any, but, and this is a big one. I'm not an ugly chick. So
right.
I feel like I do get some pass because of my looks.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a butterface, they would not be so kind to want to pick up my life for me.
This
Because
the thing.
I have friends who also have the same number of kids. They don't have the looks quite, and they kind of get torn down or get told like they would prefer to not get into a serious relationship with them because of their kids.
Yeah. No, but it's the thing
Be
though.
privileged.
A lot of women, and like I'm gonna tell you this, and because I tell all of them this, like a lot of like single moms that like they're successful and like they're handling their business, they taking care of their kids. They say like, oh, I don't need a man for like this, that, and the third. I don't need a man to take care of my kids, this, that, third. Like as men with character, they know that like if you get in a serious like committed exclusive relationship with a woman that has a child or children, you do need to take on those children as your own to an extent. Whether the father is or is not in their life, it's not like you're just going to be dating their mom and neglecting them. Like it just don't work like that. You are going to need to like accept, because like if I'm assuming that if a single mom is going to get in a relationship with a man, she's going to be comfortable enough to introduce her child or her children to that man. Like, so y'all are going to be together. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm just going to take your mom to Dairy Queen, but you're not going to come with. I'm going to take your mom out to eat, but you're not going to come. Like, no, they're going to be a part of it. So like when women be saying, oh, I don't need that. No, it's not about you needing them or not. Like in all reality, that man is going to have to take on your kids as his.
Agreed. I definitely agree. I personally don't let my kids meet anyone unless I'm in a serious relationship and have been for an extended period of time. Like the soonest I would let my kids meet the person is after a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might know this person's name, they might know that I'm dating, but they will never be in contact with the person. And I've made it blatantly clear, like with the person I'm dating now, that they have a father. Like their father is not absent in their life. So when it comes down to child rearing, when it comes down to the decisions about the children, that's solely between me and their father. When it comes down to like them being in trouble and stuff, it's usually he's like, hey, you know how your mom feels about that, or you know what your mom would say. It's never like how he would approach the situation. It's usually based on what me and him have talked about is appropriate. And then that's how we move forward with that. Or he would call me or, talk to me first and then say, hey, this happened. What should I do? That's usually how that goes. And
how did you pick this man? He sounds amazing, by the way. How
he
did
is
you end up
awesome.
picking this man?
He is awesome. It took some vetting. And like y'all said, it definitely comes down to asking the hard questions first. Forget all that lovey-dovey puppy dog shit. That shit's out the window. I did that shit in high school. We grown. We gonna ask the hard questions. We gotta get to the root of the situation. And I know, because I'm not stupid. I know that people lie. So instead of me just asking the questions, I go based on what I observe also, and how he raises his kids, because he has children as well. So I see how he talks to his kids, how he raises his children, how he takes care of his household. And based on that information, I was able to conclude, this is a good man. This is someone I could see myself spending the rest of my life with. Now, I don't want to get married, but if I did get married, that would be someone I would be looking for, someone that we can come together. Just like with his kids, I would never just be like, oh, go put your hands on the wall. Nah, if that's not how he raises his kids, if he makes his kids do push-ups, hey, I'm sorry, my guy, go do them push-ups. I mean, if I don't spank, so like for me personally, I don't spank. I don't ever physically put my hands on children. So like if that's something that he chooses to do, I'm gonna leave that to him. When your daddy get home, ooh, you gonna get it. But I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna do shit. I'm gonna just have a nice long ass blue in the face conversation with you, and then however your father wants to handle it, that's how that'll go. Or for instance, if he can't get a hold of me, he can get a hold of their father and be like, hey, your son is acting a fool. And I feel like that's what makes the difference, is not a lot of people have that communication with like each other's significant others. Like I should be able to go to my ex-husband's birthday party for my kids and bring him, and everybody still be cohesive. Like there should be no animosity.
Wow.
Like we should be a unit, because at the end of the day, who else are we going to rely on but each other when it comes down to it?
That's a whole village right there. I'm so proud of you. Wow. Congratulations. Like,
Girl, it's hard because I can't stand my
wow.
ex-husband.
I wish I had that, girl. Wow. I'm so impressed.
But
Like, that's
it's really
so,
hard, and it's really hard to find people that are willing to do that with you. And sometimes it takes a lot of sucking up your pride, because a lot of people are just super prideful that they won't do it. Because like Noble has said, I had to admit my shortcomings in my relationship. He had to admit his shortcomings in our relationship, and we just had to make the best choice for our children. If we stay in this relationship, or if we stay in this marriage, we are showing our children that this is what a happy marriage is, and that would have been a lie. And at the end of the day, I would much rather my ex-husband be with another woman who's phenomenal, and my kids get to see them be happy, and then me be with someone who's amazing, and then my kids see me be happy and be like, you know what? Even if it don't work out the first time, it may work out the second. But me personally, I already told y'all I don't want to get married again. I don't want to do the, like Noble said, I don't want to do the marriage certificate. I don't want to be signed into a contract with the government. If I love you, I'm gonna love you without this piece of paper. No matter how you slice it.
yeah, I hear you, sis. I want to get married again, but,
You want to get married again?
I do.
I don't mind getting married again. I just have to, like, when you just gotta feel it in your spirit. Like you gotta feel it in your fucking spirit. Like every day I wake up, I should look at you sleeping and be like, I fucking love this nigga. Every time. When you wake up and you just go make me a cup of coffee without me asking, that's what I want. I want my love to be effortless. I want the love to be effortless. Just day in and day out, constantly us doing things for each other, not one or the other. And even if it is one or the other, it should never feel like a duty. It should never feel like a job. Like that's why I kind of was thrown off by a couple of the other people's opinions at the gentleman's comment of the clip you have, Noble, because the way that I am, if I ride for you and I come to your house, I'm gonna pick up your laundry and I'm gonna put it in the laundry basket. If I'm not doing shit, if I'm just sitting there waiting for you to get ready, I'm gonna bust out those 4 or 5 dishes sitting in your sink. It's not a duty to me because I love you. When you love someone, it's not a duty. I feel like everyone thinks it's like, oh, it's a job. I'm not your slave. Like, then that's not love. Then that's not the person you're supposed to be with. If you feel like that, then he ain't the one. Just go and move on.
And a lot of women that have that mindset, bro, they're not even, bro, y'all don't even listen to you women that have that mindset that like for someone that you like or someone that you love, you don't even have it inside of you to like want to do something for them. Don't even worry about getting married. Don't even worry about having a guy take you serious.
Right.
Don't even worry about it. I'm telling y'all, as a young man, don't even worry about it. Like no accomplished, successful man that like respects himself and that like has had like knows what it's like when it has had a girl like him before, and like knows that like when someone genuinely likes you, that they're going to do things for you out of love the same way he does things for her out of love. Y'all don't even worry about it. But go ask your mom. Go ask your mom when your dad. Go ask your mom. For those of you that you have both parents, or both of y'all parents that you grew up in a two-parent household. What's up, Impress? Go ask your mom if when she did things, when she cooked meals for your dad and stuff, if she felt like it was a duty. When she did your dad's laundry, if she felt like it was a duty. I don't know what's up with you modern women. I don't know what's up with you new age women, but y'all and that's another reason why, the marriage rates have declined, and they're going to continue to decline because of y'all mindsets. Men are not getting married to y'all. Listen to how y'all talk. Who wants
Right.
to marry a woman that she's gonna look at making them a bowl of cereal as a duty? Come on now.
Right.
Like literally everything that I did, as for my ex and stuff like that, I did it with a smile on my face because I know that I was making his life easier. I just wanted to make his life easier, make his life better, and just see him happy, you know what I'm saying, and be happy. That's like what I wanted to do. So it's like none of this stuff felt like a chore. Like I wanted to do everything that I was doing because it's like he was seeing me do all that. Then he was just like, yeah, she got my back, like he's telling his friends, his family, like, yeah, she got my back. Because everybody was like, oh, why are you marrying her? She's young and this and that. And then he's just like, man, she got my back. So it's like stuff like that, and my mindset is still the same. Like just because I did it for him and it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that I won't do it for somebody else.
Exactly.
And somebody said in the comments, did he do the same for you as well? Yeah. Yeah, he did. I mean, I was very fortunate after I had my daughter to be a stay-at-home mom for a little bit. I took time off work. It was COVID. I was even before we knew about COVID because I had planned to take off work anyway. But I was a stay-at-home mom for a little bit, for a year after my daughter was born, and I was fortunate enough to do that. And he was, when we were together, he was really good with our daughter and everything like that, really really supportive, and everything. So yeah. And then when we were together before we got married, he was also really supportive too. So it was, yes, a give and take. It's not like I was just pouring into something and not getting anything in return. I mean, eventually it got like that, but it wasn't always like that, you know.
And I feel like that's a show of your character. And I think that that's what some women are missing in their mind is like when you do things out of love and not just because you're looking for something in return, that's a show of faith. Like that's sometimes you got to put yourself out there and sometimes you got to give it your 100%. Not every time he's not going to be Mr. Right, but if you are a good person, that good person is going to come to you. Sometimes you have to go through shitty relationships to find the right person. I mean, I'm not saying that I would do it for every person I've dated. It really is based on the person's character. Like, I'm not going to go clean someone's house who don't clean their damn house. Like,
Right.
if I come over every time and your house is dirty, like, come on, bro. You don't work that damn much. You can't do one chore a day.
Right.
That's like, okay, then it's pushing it. Then you're seeing like, okay, this is what he sees my worth as. I'm not even worth it for you to get up and clean the house before I come. Not even once. But just me as a person, I'm not a people pleaser, but when it's someone I love, I will go above and beyond for that person. And so to say that you wouldn't do it for a boyfriend, how do you know that that man is ever going to be your husband one day if you
Right.
don't do certain things that are showing that you will be a good wife? Then just like you would expect him to show that he's going to be a good husband. If you see that he's good around kids, if you see that he goes out of his way to fill your car up every morning to make sure you got gas for work, to make sure your light bulbs is changed, killing spiders around the house. Like if he's doing those little things, why can't you reciprocate that? And it doesn't have to be tit for tat, but just giving some kind of extra. You can't just think the cootie cat is enough. Like sometimes
It's like, and it's like, bro, I'm gonna say this. I want you ladies to really hear me out with what I'm about to say. Y'all will give a man vagina and have a baby for a man that tells you to not have the baby. Y'all will do all of that for free. But you know, you want to buck up. You want to buck up when it's time to talk about making a man a meal. You want to buck up when it's time to talk about you know, uh washing a man's dishes, doing his laundry. But you'll have a baby for a man that told you to not have a baby. You'll have a baby for a man that told you to abort a baby. You'll have a baby for a man that told you, if you go forward and have this baby, I'm not going to be involved in this child's life, and I'm not going to be involved in your life either. You'll give up your vagina for free, but you'll buck up at all that other stuff.
I mean, we all have
Y'all are ass
needs. We all have
backwards, bro. A
needs,
lot of
though.
y'all are lost causes. Like literally. Like think about how ass backwards some of y'all are. Just think about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really blows my mind when I be hearing, I'm not your maid, I'm not your no chef, this and that. It's like, man, I was so in love. I was making lunches, putting a little
Yeah.
note in there,
Right.
like,
They
oh
not
my
a chef, but
God.
they a baby
Right.
mama. They not a
And
chef, but they a baby
that's how you
mama.
can weed out the
Bro,
wife material. That's how you weed out the wife material right there. Like
they not a
Yeah, I
chef, but
just
they a baby mama to a bottom of the barrel man. Make it make sense. It's
I'm
crazy.
like, I'm like, I'm like, picking out, you know what I'm saying? I clipped his toenails. I ain't even ashamed to say that because I loved him that much. I clipped that man toenails. Like, stop playing with me.
just know I will brush your beard for you when you get out the shower. I am all for that lovey-dovey shit.
Correct.
But it's just like not everybody deserves that. Now we're gonna keep it 100 though. Not every man
Yeah,
deserves
Not
that.
everybody
not
deserves
everybody
that.
deserves it, but these same women that, you know, they're not a maid, they're not a chef, they're not all these other things, but they're a baby mama to a bottom of the barrel man. They want men to go above and beyond for them, right? They want men to spend money on them. They want a man to go take pump, you know, make sure they want a man to go gas the car. They want a man to go wash the car. They want a man to go you know, make sure their oil is changed. They want a man to go mount their TV up on the wall or whatever. They want a man to go assemble their couch and this, that, and the third. But they don't want to do all that other stuff, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all don't even worry about getting married, bro. A lot of y'all, like you're gonna be the girl that's getting called, you know, an Uber to a guy's house for the rest of your life. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's the future for a lot of y'all. And it's not because you just y'all mentality, your attitudes and your mentality. No man of substance that you gonna get y'all, like I mean, y'all have babies by these bottom of the barrel men. Y'all gonna continue to deal with them. Y'all not gonna get no man of substance. What man of substance is gonna commit to a woman that don't want to do anything for him?
Right.
Y'all are ass backwards. Y'all are lost causes.
What is it? What's that saying? Birds of a feather. You gonna get
Flock together.
you gonna get a man that's just like you. If you lazy, you gonna get a man that's lazy. If you not showing no love or no attraction to this man, no compassion to this man, no empathy, that's what you gonna get in return. Like it's so crazy too because I hear like a couple of my friends, I had to check on that shit because they want a nigga to come fix their car, they want him to change their oil, come take care of my son, teach my son how to be a man. But you can't even get up at 5 a.m. to make this man a lunch.
Right.
But you want him to do all this stuff for you. That's crazy. And it's the little things that count, really. It really is the littlest things that count. It'd be the simplest stuff. Like, I swear, I'm the kind of person, if I go to the store to go buy myself something, I'm buying my man something too. You need some drawers? What size socks you wear? It'd be little things just like that people just miss out on. But then you want to have a whole big-ass birthday party with all kind of champagne popping bottles.
You want a man to take you to Turks and Caicos for your birthday. You want when you wake up, you got Louis Vuitton and Dior bags in your living room. I am telling, bro, a lot of y'all don't even worry about it, bro. The same way it's not a reality for you right now, it's not gonna be a reality for y'all in the future. Y'all think like we're living in a day and age. Y'all think we're living in a day and age where men are going to be fully pouring into your cup and just having you not pour into their cup at all and giving you all these, you know, perks and benefits, bro. It's not going down like that today. Not with accomplished, successful men. They not going for that. I'm not going for that. Y'all hear the way I be talking. Fellas, let me tell you guys again. If a woman does not invest in you financially, she is not invested in you. And fellas, I'm talking to the accomplished and successful man. So if you're not one of these men, I'm not talking to you. But for those of you that are, do not pour into no woman's cup. You need to be dealing with a woman that's going to pour into your cup as much as you're pouring into her cup. Adore me and Dior me. Adore me and Dior me.
He's so.
Let me say that again. Adore, ADORE, me, and Dior me. DIORE me. Okay? We're not dealing with women that want to buy us stuff on our birthday with our money. We're not dealing with women that, you know, they want us to go above and beyond, but they don't want to go. Bro, no, you don't have to put up with that. There's women that are going to like you and love you just as much as you like and love them, and they're going to pour into you. They'll pour into you as much or more than you pour into them. And those are the women that you need to be dealing with. Not, you don't need, because let me again, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to shut up so Souza can talk. These women that be saying all these things, these women are women that aren't dealing with the caliber of men that they want. That's why they be on, you know, platforms like TikTok and all these other forums saying these things. The woman that's really living like that, they not even having these discussions. So, you know, just don't do that, bro. Don't you setting yourself up for failure. You said if a girl want to cry about making you a bowl of Frosted Flakes and frying you 3 eggs because she see that as a chore, bruh, and just listen to people when they talk, man. When you listen, just listen keenly to the woman too. Listen to men. Just listen to people when they talk, so you can know. People will tell you how to treat them, and people will. If you listen to people, you'll know if that's someone that you need to be dealing with or not. You just need to treat them accordingly. And then you got all these other older women that thought that, you know, that did the exact opposite of what the woman that you have all these older women that made all these bad decisions, and they're advising the younger women to do the same thing so they can end up just like them. Just listen to these women when they talk and treat them accordingly. Period.